Alright, students. So in this video, what we'll try to do is we'll try and see SQL in a nutshell, right? Right. So we'll try and revisit what we have seen. Obviously, I'll not be able to explain all the clauses because we have seen a lot of clauses, a lot of functions, right? And a lot of queries have been seen, and we'll not be able to repeat that in one video, of course. But I think I can create a video in which we can have a gist. If this is what we want to do, what kind of clauses will be required over there, what kind of SQL queries will be required. For example, we started with database management, right? How do we create databases or manage database? Now, when it comes to managing the database, I think we are very clearly saying that we create database, right? Here we use the same function, same clause, same query, whatever you want to call it, create query, in which we create database, right? We call it create database. If we execute this, a database, create database, name of the database is going to create the database. Then we have something, then once the database is created, we use create for creating table as well. Create a table name, right? So create is that particular query which is used basically to create a database and then add tables to the databases. Then after creation, right, we use something called as insert and insert into. Insert into, what it does is that insert or I should say just insert query. What it does is that it puts data into places. For example, once we create the table, we define the columns. All the columns are defined along with the data or data types, and if you were to put it constraints over there, we do that. All that kind of stuff will be done while creating the table. Once the table is created or tables are created, we have to insert data into it, and that insertion happens with insert into query. And then we have something called as update, in which we can update the update, and in fact we have update, and then we have modify, in which we can update or modify, or I should say alter table. These are the three queries that we have seen to make changes in the databases or the column names or the data. Alter table would generally is used, basically alter with modify is used to rename a certain column or redefine a certain column. Then we have update query used to change the data, one of the rows over there, right? Now after that, if you want to delete a certain row, then we use delete query. And if you have to drop a table or drop a database, we use drop command over here. So create, insert, update, modify, alter, delete, and drop are the few queries which were used for database management, and along with database management, all the tables in it, managing all the tables and the entire database over here. Once we have the database in place, then probably I think we, as a data analyst, we are curious to see that are there any null values over here. So we have certain statements like let's say is null. Is null is that particular statement which is going to fetch me or filter out that particular data where the values are is null. In fact, it's being used with a clause called as where, right? I think this is where we should look into it. Where is a clause I think we've missed. Filtering out the data, of course, is used by where, right? So by standards, let's assume that where is by default used everywhere, right? So is null, where clause is used, is null, is not null, right? These are all the SQL query commands or functions, what you want to call it, are used over here along with where. Okay, so where is null is going to fetch all the data where the values are null. Where is not null is going to fetch all the data where the values are not null. That way we can filter in or filter out the data which are null values, right, in a certain column or a certain set of columns. Then we had logical operators. Logical operators, something like greater than or equal to, or we have less than or equal to, or we have greater than, less than, or we have equal to. These are the 5 logical operators. Again, these logical operators were used with where, right? A simple example of a query, right, is something like this, that select star from, let's say, employees, where now we can say department ID is greater than or equal to 50. So from this particular query, all the department IDs which are greater than or equal to 50 gets fetched out. So we have greater than equal to, less than equal to, right? And then we have a greater than, less than, and equal to. Along with this, I think if I cover arithmetic operators over here as well, because let's call it logical and arithmetic operators. Right now, we have talked about arithmetic operators, right? These are all the greater than, these are all mathematical operators over here, right? We can then move on to something called as and, in, between, or, and like. Again, they were used to filter out some of the other data, right? And or operator was used basically to join two conditions whenever we had fetch data or filter out data using where we had to fetch out data based on multiple conditions. For example, department ID is greater than 50 and manager ID is less than 170. Perhaps in that case I would use and. Similarly, or is used for again filtering out data based on multiple conditions, the only difference being and talks about both the conditions being satisfied and or talks about either one of the two conditions being satisfied. In was used when we cannot use greater than or equal to. For example, I can say that fetch all the data where I'll just write it over here, perhaps then I'll rub it off. I want to fetch all the data where the department ID from the department IDs are 50, 40, and 30. Right. I can either give three conditions using and department ID is equal to 50 or department ID is equal to 40 or department ID is equal to 30. We can do that. Or we can say department ID, and this is where department ID in, and then we give this particular set 50, 40, and 30. That way, we ensure that the department ID, only that particular data gets fetched, gets filtered out, which is in this particular set. And the set consists of the department IDs of data of which I want, right? 30, 40, and 50. Not in again is the same case over here. Not in is just the conjugate of in, where not in would mean I want to fetch out the entire data with the department ID is not in these. So in is used over there. Between is used whenever you want to, put in, fetch out certain data when the department ID is between, let's say 40 and 90. Right, including both of them. In that case, you fetch out the data which is, between these department IDs over here. Right. So and, in, not in, between, or were again logical operators which are used further to fetch out the data. Like is an operator which is a unique operator that I've seen in SQL only, which is going to give you certain selective filtering options. For example, if I want a certain options in which, let's say, I want a certain surname. For example, I want to see how many people have Verma as a surname over here, right? So I can just use like operator over here. Go back to this video of like, and you can actually revisit it. Like operators, and using the like operator, I can easily find out that of certain specific conditions, we can filter out data from specific conditions over here. Example, let's say I want to understand the personal email IDs of all my employees. Then in that case, some of them have Yahoo email ID, some of them have Hotmail, some of them have Gmail, some of them have some other kind of email IDs over here. We can easily use the like button to find out how many Gmail users are there, or how many Hotmail users are there, and how many Rediff users are there. We can all do that using a like function. Very, very interesting and important. We can actually use like along with percentage to go further into specificity. Right, please revisit the video, because I don't want to enter into that particular stage where I end up explaining the operator over here. But yes, this is just a revision of what we have studied over here. Now, rubbing it off, we have aggregation and group by, which is again a fantastic thing. Aggregation is nothing but when we actually, aggregate the data, that is, we combine the data. Now, whenever you have all the rows present, let's say a table has 10,000 rows, and we see all the rows over here. We do not aggregate, we do not sum it up, we do not bring the data together. That is raw data. But when we start aggregating it, for example, employees are there, and employee wise, I wanted to go for, let's say, I want to go for department wise average salary, right? Then there is a function called as group by, which just groups the entire data, how? Department wise. And then aggregation function of average salary is going to give me the average salary over there, right? The syntax probably goes something like this, that select department ID, and then let's say salary, or I should say average salary, right? We can give an alias over here from employees, group by, and then of course we are grouping by department ID. So this groups the data department wise and it's going to fetch out the average salary. Please revisit the group by video. You'll be able to understand the group by functions better. So we can see n number of things. Whatever you want to group the data department wise, you want to group the data manager wise, you want to group the data location wise, you want to see the average salary, you want to see the average weight, average height, average age, average years of experience. Aggregation is possible using the group data. All the Excel users will relate to me when I say that I'm actually pivoting the data. This is a way of pivoting the data in which I'm aggregating things. Pivot, of course, in Excel and Google spreadsheets are used to group the data, is going to aggregate the data over here. Right, so this is what we can achieve by using the group by function over here. Group by is the function which is extremely helpful in aggregating. Now, if I have to apply for filter after aggregation, for example, I want to go for all the I want this data for a department wise average salary for all the departments which are greater than 50, then I cannot use a where clause. I have to use something called as having clause, because let me remind you that with group by, having is used, where is not used. Okay, so yeah, these are the few things that we have done in SQL. These are few of the operators and functions that we have used. Let's move to the next video and let's conclude this particular revision, in which we'll see from end to end what are the various operators, and if I want to do a specific task, what kind of operators will be helpful for us in SQL.